All the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Good morning, traders and investors around the world, and welcome to Thursday's pre-unemployment pre-market info.com session, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Well, Dennis, very little movement in the S&Ps this morning, roughly a 6-point range, held the close, and really can't hold that 1400 again.
Yeah, we bounced right off that area you were talking about yesterday, Joel, that 1390 area. We did bounce off there. Now we're hanging out up here at the old resistance right around 1400.
Yep, I've been bearish, been bullish over the last couple of weeks, Dennis, but this 1389 and a quarter, which was Wednesday's low, was also Monday's low right in that area. Tuesday's low was just above that. I don't want to go out on a limb or anything, Dennis, but I think that the bull market rests on staying above 1389 and a quarter. As long as we stay above that level, we're poised to go to new horizons. If we break down below there, I'll be looking for the 1350 level. Apple's been kind of quiet the last few days.
Apple has been quiet, Joel. A little consolidation here. At least yesterday was quiet. I don't know, the day before I had a pretty big range, the breakdown day. Kind of just a tight range yesterday. It did take out the low from the day before just slightly. We got down to 578, but as long as this thing remains under 600, I don't really think you want to be long it.
Yeah, 587.40 was yesterday's high. Let's keep an eye on that. Above that, things open up quite a bit. Really, there's no resistance really up to the 596 level. And it just seems like the buyers, every time this thing breaks, buyers are kind of just stepping up a little bit sooner, kind of waiting for the gap to be filled. But I like the 584 level if you want to take a shot on the long side. We've got a lot of earnings plays out here. I guess we can start with our local company. GM beats the street.
General Motors getting a pop. They beat pretty good. Stock actually was a lot higher earlier. I'll let you hunt down where it popped to in the pre-market. I know it was higher than this. It's 23.18 now, so only up just over 25 cents here now, Joel, which is somewhat disappointing because the numbers were pretty good. Where to get up to pre-market there, Joel?
24.38.
Come on. Did it really? Did it get that high? How much volume? Was there some volume up there?
Up volume was 11,000, down volume 8,000.
So that's insane. Like when I came in earlier, it was around 23.50. I mean, right off these earnings reports, sometimes these stocks just get some crazy movement. I mean, right during the report, everybody's scared to make markets. So if somebody gets itchy, sometimes they really got to pay up if they want to buy it. Seconds after the report. I would never suggest doing that. Wait till the dust settles, at least a few minutes after the report. Try to get a feel for where it's at because you can end up being at some really bad prices there, Joel.
Yeah, well, this 24, obviously anybody that was selling above this 2409 level was keeping a high on the April 27th high, 2409, so that's going to be good resistance. I think you got to kind of ignore that 2438. What's more interesting to look at for our traders here, Dennis, is this major support here from 2280 down to 2263. We're well above that. That is the area. If you're trading this from the long side, that area needs to hold. And take a look. If they get it going again, they might take another shot at this $24 level.
I want to talk about one getting beat up. Last night, GMCR reported earnings. Stock is down almost 20 bucks here, Joel. 29.93. We can go out to the weeklies on this. We basically, I don't know. You're gonna have to go further back than that because that didn't do it either. We did touch down. It looks like back in early 2011. We were down in this $30 area, but this stock, had this huge run for the majority of 2011. Sold off towards the end of the year, bounced a bit in 2012, but now giving it all back. I don't know, this stock's a mess, Joel.
Yeah, well, I guess the coffee cup thing is not as not as important as it was a while ago. I know Starbucks had talked about doing some deals with them, and then kind of pulled the rug out from under them. Really, what I can say about this chart, Dennis, is it did sell. The news came out, and they had just pummeled this thing from $40. Now you just have a major consolidation here between 28.50 and 30. I hasten to say, Dennis, I would not want to be short this stock down here. I don't
Wow,
care.
exactly. When something falls that far, Joel, 40% here in a day, anybody that is short the stock's probably going to be, bringing the register on this one and doing some covering. I don't think I'd want to come in here and go long this either. I'm just not a big fan of this company at all, just from a fundamental basis. So I'd be sitting on my hands from a long perspective. But if you're short the thing, man, you got to think some people are going to use this opportunity to take some profits.
I think it trades 32 before it trades 28.
That's an interesting bet. I'm not going in on that though because I'm like I just said, we're on the same side. You're trying to get me to go opposite to what I think. I think it could bounce too. I think just from short covering. I don't think from investors coming in, new investors, and saying, "Oh, this is such a great deal." I think any type of bounce could be, just from short covering because there was a lot of people short this stock.
Yeah, and just looking at the area that it's trading at now, this 29.55 area was a low back in November of 2010, Dennis. So this 29.50, I use that as a swing number. If it gets rocking and rolling to the upside, $32 looks like it's minor resistance. But who knows once this thing goes into rally mode and get some short covering.
Prudential reported last night, PRU, the symbol on that one. Stock was trading down all last night, trading down again in the pre-market. It's down over $3, 57.48. Joel will find out where it got down to there last night. I'm looking at the chart. You have that one low of 58.40. That's been taken out. Maybe you can use that as resistance now. Looking here, though, there really isn't that much in there, Joel.
56.80 was the low in the pre-market, Dennis. I do see some lows in that area going back to the beginning of the year. You had a low in January 31st at 56.91. So I'd keep a real close eye on this $57 area if we do get back into there. And coming back on the upside, Dennis, that 58.40, that old low may be some resistance. But pretty big move for this stock and relatively little volume, 2,400 shares. So just may get some longs panicking here.
Weight Watchers is another one that's really getting killed here this morning. Actually, they reported last night, so the stock got beat up last night, and it's following through here this morning. It's trading $65 right now after closing at 76.01, so it's down 11 points. We're right in the middle of nowhere here when I'm looking on the chart on this one, though. I'll try to get you a better chart, but really, yeah, I've got to go to the weeklies. I was going to try to get closer, but we've got great support down at $55. That's 9-10 points away from here. Joel's going to find you some numbers a little closer to that. What do you think?
You had a low at 66.60 back here in January. I'll just go to the pre-market here numbers, Dennis, and we got to $60 on the nose.
Got to $60 down there. So, okay, well, that's probably, with the pre-market low, a big whole number like that, that might give you some support if we really went into sell-off mode here. I mean, when stocks go down 11, $12, it's just air everywhere. Like, really, you could argue, the $70 area was support at one time, so maybe that'll be resistance if it goes into rally mode. But when it's trading at 65, you got a pre-market low at 60, and old support area at 70, which would become resistance. You're kind of right in the middle of the range right now. I think if you're trading in here, it's kind of a coin flip. If it started to go down, obviously, and get into that $60 area, then at least you have one reference point because there was a pre-market low there. So, but trading it here in the middle, that's just a risky bet.
Yeah, I mean, there's some volume associated with this, not a whole lot. After it made the 60 low, Dennis, I just want to alert our traders that we did make a high at 66.75, so that would be your resistance point. But look for the range. I don't think it's going to get back down to 60 again. Probably 63 to 70. Let's call that the range today in Weight Watchers.
Allstate reported last night too, Joel. Stock actually is trading up in this 34 area quite a bit last night. You could probably get the highs for us there too. 34.10 is the 52-week high on this stock. I think it's 34. Yeah, I think it's 34.10, isn't it, Joel? What's the high on this?
I have 3407.
3407. So you got 3407. You got multiple highs here though in this whole $34 area. Last night it was trading between 33.90 and 34 for a couple of hours. So I think it might end up probably going into that area. That might be the initial resistance. If it starts going higher than 34.10 and making new 52-week highs, then I'd get nervous if I'm short. So maybe you try it off the hop, starts making new highs and breaks out through 34.10. I would probably cover those shorts. But that's probably where the area it wants to go here, Joel, is this whole 34 area.
Yeah, that'd be another 55 cents from where it's trading at now. It did hit 34.05 in the pre-market, Dennis. It does coincide with those highs that we had earlier in the month, 34.04, 34.07. And actually, I do see that 34.10 print. That was 2 days ago, Dennis. I stand corrected.
Yeah, so that's the whole area where the stock I think wants to go. It's going to be probably a magnet to that 34 area, and then where it goes from there is kind of anybody's guess. But Visa reported last night too, Joe. Lots of reports. MasterCard obviously reported the day before. The MasterCard got beat up a bit in the early trade and then rallied after that. Visa's getting last night. Where did it get down to last night, Joel?
It got down to 116.70.
Yeah, that 116 area, I was looking at it on the charts here too. We had this low here at 116.48. We had another low back at 116.59. And it's hard to, call the whole area like 116. I would call that really good support because this whole, if you could draw a line here, all these multiple lows were in this 116 area. It seems to be a critical number. We're at 120 right now. I'm not sure if it's going to get back down to that 116 area or not. If it did, I think that's a decent area where it could bounce from. Right here, it's kind of trading, 120 is iffy because you're kind of in the middle of that range. You got the 52-week high up there at 125.35. 116, so we're trading right in the middle, Joel.
Yeah, this is interesting, though, Dennis. I mean, even though it broke down below 117, you are getting a bounce here to the 121 area. And that also coincides with yesterday's low, Dennis. So, old support, new resistance, bumping up into there. If it gets back above 121, look for it to sneak back up to settlement. But if it can't hold this 121 level, look for it to trade back down. I don't think it will get back to 116.70, but use that as a reference point.
And if it really goes into rally mode, that 125 area, I'm seeing some institutional selling pressure up there too. So definitely the 125 area, if it went into rally mode, is going to give you some resistance. It is same-store sales Thursday here, Joel. We've got lots of retailers reporting same-store sales. Target is one of them, TGT. Not good. The stock is breaking down. Traded down at 56 in the pre-market, bouncing a bit. It's at 56.55 right now. You had a couple bottoms here. This 56 area does look big. The pre-market obviously coincides with that technical trading area. So I think 56 is a good area of support on this one.
Yeah, Dennis, you did your homework well. 56.12 was double bottom back at the beginning of March with another low at 56.26. Came back down to that area in April 10th, 56.21 low. Revisited again a little bit higher though, 56.21 and 56.41. So this 56 is just huge in this stock. If it breaks below 66, all bets are off. It's going to 55. But I'd imagine some shorts will be covering at that level if it gets back down there again.
Macy's reported a little while ago too, and it's trading down as well. It's trading at 39.85 right now after closing at 41.27. So Macy's looking weak. I mean, you could call this whole $40 area kind of support. It's trading right there right now, below 39.99 now. So hard to say here. If you did take out that 40, then it starts to open up a bit because you really had a move up 2 weeks ago from 39.01 straight up to over 40. So there's a little bit of air in there under 40. What's your take?
Same thing, Dennis. 39.99 low is what we've hit in the pre-market, but we're just kind of sitting there, Dennis. It's well, actually, we did have a low below that. We had a low at 39.51. Got a bounce here at 40. You I'd use that 40 as a swing number. If not, you're right, Dennis. Under 40, it's pretty much airing this thing down to 39.01, which was the low back on April 25th.
39.83 now, so it is trading a bit lower. MGM just reported earnings here. I just want to highlight that one. Going back to the earnings front, it's trading at 13 bucks right now here, Joel. 12.95. It's trading pretty actively with big volume here. Just interesting on the chart, you have this low at 12.93. Back in early April, you had a low of 13, and if we go back into early March, you had a low of 12.95. You got lots of action here in the 12.95 area. It's kind of just hanging out at this 13, so it could maybe get an initial bounce here. If it started to take that area out, though, it starts to open up.
Yeah, 12.89 is just the low that just hit in the pre-market. Dennis, 13 is where it's trading. What's a little bit troubling here, if you're long this stock, if there's this much volume and someone's still sucking it up all at 13, this one may be in for a little bit more of a correction. I mean, here's a stock that started the year out at 10 bucks. That's had a pretty nice rally, so 13 should be a good swing number.
Just keep an eye on all your retailers as they continue to come out here. You're going to see a lot of action in your retailers, Joel. So if you're trading any of those, make sure you know what the same store sales are. Like Gap just reported GPS. It's trading down a little bit, 28.5 right now after closing 29.14. Aeropostale's another one just came out. It's trading down as well. ARO at 22 bucks. You want to keep an eye on all of these stocks today because obviously same store sales, all your retailers are going to be in play.
Okay, Dennis, S&P's backing off from the high of the day here, 13.99. We do have some data coming out in a little bit. We get kind of a little precursor to the economic data that's coming out tomorrow. Kind of looking for an inside day here, Dennis. I don't know if we're going to get up to that 1404.50 or don't get down to the 1390 level. Remember, folks, this 13.89 to quarter, yesterday's low, is the key to the rest of the bull market. We will be back with you tomorrow. Have a good trading day.